Hey, and good day. Rod here. I hope you are incredibly well. I've been up early, done with my morning routine, and I'm reviewing some work I just did with my coaching clients. Specifically, a session that I call the Preloaded Year, where we turn November and December into money months and use this time to map out our plan for the new year, 2021. Does that sound like it could be helpful to you? If so, let's dive in. And just to give proper attribution, I learned about the preloaded year from Taki Moore of Million Dollar Coach and Dan Martell of SaaS Academy. I've adopted their concepts to our BVFLS world. So here's the backdrop. It's mid-November. And there is a decision that we all face this time of year because of the combined effect of the holidays and year end. That decision, whether to apply the brake or the accelerator to our practices. I think the answer is the accelerator, and there are three of them that I'd like you to consider in this video. The first accelerator is to hunt for new clients all the way through year end. Again, right now it's mid-November. Thanksgiving is around the corner. Then holiday parties, if you're up for in-person gatherings, and then holiday shopping, then Christmas, then the week between Christmas and New Year's, and then ultimately New Year's. We don't come back to work until Monday, January the 4th. In the blink of an eye, we can easily lose 5 or 6 weeks of productive time, and it's easy to justify because of what I just described. I think that there's no better time than this time of year to find new leads, prospects, clients, and referral sources. Why? Well, 2 reasons. Number one, every other BVFLS person is doing what you might be tempted to do, hit the brake on their practices. But number two, because everyone's coming to the end of the year where 12 months ago, they probably set goals about what they'd like to accomplish or what they'd like to have happen this year. And right now, they're in the reality that maybe those goals didn't or won't work out as well as they had hoped. And so everyone wants next year to be better. They don't have hope, but they have hope, but they have no plan. So now is the perfect time to be looking for new clients and showing them how you can help prepare them better for the coming year. The second accelerator is to provide value for existing clients right through December. And here's what I mean by that. Depending on the kind of clients you serve, some of them are going to be crazy busy. For example, the hospitality industry. Others may be coasting because it's a slow time of the year for their companies. Note, this would be a great time to grab their attention while they're coasting and not focusing as much on their businesses. But either way, whether your prospects or your clients, whether they are crazy busy or whether they're coasting, they are not likely thinking about you. And are you providing value to them? And if you're also billing them for, say, work in process during this time, they see money going out of their bank account and maybe not a whole lot of value coming back in. And so you need a system to check in with them during this holiday period and make them feel like they are receiving value from you. So you know the kind of clients you're serving. What could you do to make them feel like they are top of your mind? I said this before, call your clients every Friday to let them know the status of the project that you're working on for them. That's actually a great year-round strategy, but I think one that's especially important during the down times of the holiday period. You could also send them a book or a link to a video or podcast that's relevant to their business or industry. Something light to let them know you're thinking about them. The emphasis here is to retain clients and recommit referral sources to you in the month of December. The third accelerator is to preload the new year. Look, if you're like most BV peeps, you're rounding the corner, maybe a little bit dazed and confused. It was that kind of a year. But some practitioners had a great year, and they're reeling from their own version of crazy busy. Others haven't had such a great year and are wondering what happened and what has to happen to turn things around. Either way, you feel like you deserve a break, a few weeks of downtime. But when you come back on January 4th, it's going to take you another week to get your mojo back. So more lost time. Then you realize you need a plan for 2021. And instead of making progress, concrete progress on your practice, you're planning in January how you're going to make that progress. You end up spending opportunity time planning when you could be hitting the ground running and frankly, smashing it. We want to build a plan at least for the month of January now so that we know what to do in those first couple of weeks of the new year while others are getting their mojo back. And then what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year also has to become part of that plan. That way, the whole year is planned out. And when the year is planned out, we can hit go and execute. And I'm going to show you how to do this next. But just to summarize, the first practice accelerator is to hunt for new clients through year end. The second accelerator is to provide value to your existing clients through December. And the third accelerator is to preload the new year. So what I want to do now is to get you jump started on that third accelerator, your plan, so that come the new year, you can just start implementing. So let's start with why. Why is this even important? Well, we are right now, I think, more weary than wary, and we can be caught off guard by both events and opportunities. We might be looking for the next new thing and are chasing shiny objects, hoping that next year can or will be better than last year. But we don't have a solid plan yet, so it could go either way. So we got the why. Now, what do we need to know? Well, when it comes to next year, we want to be in the driver's seat. We want a clear pathway to get from where we are now to where we want to be. We don't want to hope it's going to be better. We want to be certain that it will be. Also that we can crush 2021. That's the goal. And finally, here is how to get moving in that direction. And there are 4 steps. The first step is just to know that cash flow follows the calendar. A maxim attributed to Peter Drucker is that the best way to predict the future is to create it. So if we want cash flow to go up next year and our practices to do better next year, we need to schedule the things that are going to make that happen. Not a month at a time, but a year at a time. The second step to creating or preloading your plan is to schedule the rocks and stones and pebbles. Listen, I'm not sure if you've ever heard this analogy before, but imagine that there is an empty container in front of you. The science to getting the most into that container says start with the big rocks, then add the smaller stones, and last add the tiny pebbles. So what does that mean, or how does that relate to your practice and your life? Well, let me give you some examples here. The first example is just what I'm referring to as a clean calendar. And here's the challenge for you. Can you write a plan for your next year on a single piece of paper? If not, your plan might be too complex. I'm going to show you with my actual calendar here, one that I've already preloaded so that you can see how this all looks and how it came together. Okay, so first are your rocks. Rocks are the critical activities and commitments that make us money. So what are the things that help you build authority so that you can create awareness about who you are and what you do, so that you can convert your prospects into clients, so that you can deliver your services and results, so that you can get paid? Now, my rocks are my newsletters, my speaking engagements, the insider interviews I do, and of course, my group and individual coaching appointments. In 2020, I launched the Minimum Viable Service Program. If I were doing that this year, that would definitely be a rock. Next are your stones. Stones are observed holidays, planned vacations, and potential free days. This scheduled time off is really important because even a rechargeable battery needs recharging. My stones are the holidays I observe, primarily to take advantage of 3-day weekends, and sabbaticals or vacations that occur in months with 5 weeks, and a monthly life dinner with my wife. Last are your pebbles. Pebbles are the things that make for a productive and happy professional and personal life. Stuff like the conferences that you plan to attend, the training or CPE that you plan on getting, family events, anniversaries and birthdays that you don't want to forget, personal care days, and even time for your hobbies. My pebbles are exactly what I just listed. However, one thing that this scheduling process revealed to me or for me is that I don't have a hobby unless you count the RV travel that I do. And the fact that I do that kind of RV travel makes planning for personal care appointments like doctors and dentists too random to schedule. But by all means, you should be adding those to your calendar because you're not traveling in the RV like I am. The third step in the process is to perform a stress test. Once you've designed your plan, you can look at it to make sure it's all going to work so that you can deliver on all of the outcomes you're trying to achieve. If you have a spouse or significant other, you can merge your plans by both going through this exercise and make sure that all of your respective commitments are keepable. The fourth step, the last step in this process, is to simply work the plan. Once you have it laid out in 2020, press the go button on January 4th and let the train ride on the tracks that you've set out in front of you. If you find yourself constantly rethinking situations, it gets to be chaotic, and having this kind of a plan helps. And so much time and energy can be saved by basically putting a plan or having a plan that allows you to run on autopilot. And finally, a plan like this really allows you to communicate with clarity to others that are important in your life. Imagine having that one-page plan on your kitchen fridge for everyone to see. And, will some things change? Of course they will. You can probably count on maybe at least 10% of the stuff that you schedule on changing, including random stuff that comes up that you really want to say yes to, and even the really non-random things like, I don't know, another lockdown that comes along. But you can just pull out the plan, reset it, and continue moving forward. This is a system that can reduce stress, streamline your decisions, and is flexible enough so to allow for changes to be made. So there we are. Again, my advice, number one, hit the accelerator. Number two, create your 2021 plan. Don't lose the momentum that could cause you to lose leads, opportunities, and money. I hope that this has been useful. I'm going to grab some coffee, walk miles, and get on with my day. My best early and happy holiday wishes to you. And if you want your one-page plan for 2021, hey, this is just an Excel spreadsheet, but I'm happy to send it to you. Just comment 2021 below, and I will see that it gets sent out to you. Cheers, everyone.